The Edmond Church of Christ takes the Great Commission of Jesus very seriously. We want to respond to our Lord's calling by going into all the world with the good news of Jesus on our lips and the love of Jesus in our hearts. Our prayer is that as we make ourselves available to God, He will continue to equip us and use us to make disciples throughout the world.
I'm sure for many of us, when we think about missions in Edmond, we think about people like Don and Carol Van Zant and Clover and Margie Shipp and Jerry and Barbara Campbell and others that have gone before us into the mission field. We think about the Mexico trip and Leadville and Poncha Springs. There have been so many great mission efforts that have created such a heritage for us here at Edmond. It's neat to look back on that and also to look ahead to see what role we can play in the future in missions.
The Edmond Church of Christ has a rich history of going into the world to demonstrate the love and proclaim the message of Jesus. Many members of the congregation can recall early mission trips to Leadville, Colorado that began in 1983. For decades, our youth group conducted a vacation Bible school and served in the community of Leadville, building long-term friendships and teaching the Bible to multiple generations of young people.
We were in Leadville for 25 years, and I think that's huge for our kids. We can show them our experiences at Leadville and our experiences at Logan and really kind of help them show how important missions are in your faith, and because I know that made a big difference for me in my faith journey.
Yeah, I think looking back, it really helps you sort of strengthen your faith when you go on a mission trip. Not that your faith can't be strong here at Edmond, but when you go out and see what other people are doing and seeing the work that this church supports, it really helps bring that into focus.
Others reflect fondly on our annual spring break mission trip to Aquiles, Mexico, which began in 1990. Hundreds of college students and church members have crossed national borders and language barriers to share Jesus in remote mountain villages. God has used this congregation to make an eternal impact on countless lives throughout this part of Mexico.
We've been going for a lot of years to Aquiles, and the trip's changed in a lot of ways, but in many ways it stayed the same. The number one purpose is to go and share the gospel, and if there weren't lost people that needed to know about Jesus, we wouldn't be going there. But when going and sharing, it changes our lives as well. And still to this day, our college students and our adults, we need to be reminded that life's not about all the things that we have. It's about having Jesus as a part of your life and sharing that with this world. And so that goal remains the same.
In addition to Leadville and Mexico, over the past several decades, the Edmond Church has sent missionaries to and supported missionaries in places like Boston, Victoria, Brazil, Broken Bow, Nebraska, Singapore, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, Montreal, Canada, Zambia, and Mozambique. And more recently, we have partnered with God in places such as Nicaragua, Haiti, Niagara Falls, New York, McAllen, Texas, Poncha Springs, Colorado, and Logan, Utah, plus several others.
I think mission work's important to the Edmond Church of Christ, really for the same reason it's important to all of us as Christians, is God gives us a command to share Him with others. And really it's not so much a command, it's a privilege. It says in Matthew chapter 28, therefore go and make disciples in all the world. And so that's really our responsibility. I think about Don Van Zant and his vision for Edmond being the lighthouse congregation. And we've been given so much here at Edmond, financial blessings, just other things that we can share with others. And so I think it's an awesome opportunity and an awesome privilege to be able to share that as the Edmond Church and as individual Christians as well.
Building on our strong missional heritage, the Edmond Church wants to continue to advance the kingdom by going, sending, and supporting what God is doing through missions. In 2014, we are supporting 12 missionaries located in different countries throughout the world. And this year, God has enabled us to send a record number, 340 members of this congregation, on mission trips to share Jesus. The Edmond Church of Christ, a love for Jesus, a vision for the world, a desire to make His name known. Please pray urgently and give sacrificially on Commission Sunday.